All right, Shalom. Call Loyim La. Abanawa Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai Ba'ashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. And peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopefully elect, as well as those that believe in the gospel. All right. Shalom. I just wanted to get into pretty much a part two on the lesson I did about a week ago. All right, on Europe planning to ration the gas so they be able to store up some gas from the winter. Well, this morning, this article came out in which Russia pretty much cut their gas supply to a minimum. All right, so I'm gonna read a little bit, get a precept, and Lord will it be edifying through the spirit power. How about Shem Shai? All right, so it says U.S. officials' biggest fear has become true as Russia cuts gas supplies to Europe. All right. It says the Biden administration is working furiously behind the scenes to keep European allies united against Russia as Moscow further cuts its energy supplies to the EU. All right. And so they have to work furiously, all right, to keep their allies united. All right. We know it's prophecy that they're going to turn on America. OK. But, I asked the question in the video I did on this once before. Could this lead to that? All right. And it can. OK. That's why they're working furiously behind the scenes to keep the allies united. All right. Because by them cutting the gas supply, all right, it's pretty much going to put those countries, the people who's living in those countries in uproars. All right. You're talking about a big inflation jump. All right. The demand for gas is going to go through the roof. So that means the prices is going to go up. All right. It says prompting panic on both sides of the Atlantic over potentially severe gas shortages heading into the winter, U.S. officials say. All right. And yeah, you should be panicking, man. All right. Because your sanctions have backfired on you. OK. Here it is. The gas here and in those other nations, it has did nothing but go up. But in Russia, the gas is still dirt cheap, man. All right. And, people see this, man, and people are pissed off about it, It says on Monday, Russia's state-owned gas company, Gazprom, said it would cut flows through the Nord Stream 1 pipeline to Germany in half. All right, they were operating at about 40%. All right, I want to say, in which they cut that in half. Salagi, they cut that in half, so that pretty much put them at 20%. All right, so you go from, I think it was like 70% or something like that, roughly. Normally operating to 40% to 20%, you got a problem, man. Especially with those winter months coming up, people need gas to run their factories, all right, those plants, all right, to go back and forth to work. All of these things, it keeps the economy up, man. It keeps the economy running, all right? So when you have a limit on it, you have a limit on your economy, all right? And, having a short demand for something, which drives the price up, all right? Supply and demand, all right? We learned that in school, all right? It says a U.S. official said the move was retaliation for Western sanctions and that it put the West in uncharted territory. And when it comes to whether Europe will have enough gas to get through the winter, all right, because, it putting the West, which is America, which is Babylon, in uncharted territory because they have no choice but to help them, all right? So if they can't help them, all right, what are we even in alliance with y'all for, all right? We agreed with y'all. We went out and put Russia on sanctions, but now our people are struggling, all right? So at the end of the day, man, people say, they're going to say, forget America, all right? They're going to do what they have to do. All right. Let me see. Let's skip that. Yeah, so this was our biggest fear, said the U.S. official. The impact on Europe could boomerang back onto the U.S., spiking natural gas and electricity prices, the official said. It will also be a major test of European resilience and unity against Russia, as the Kremlin shows no signs of retreating from Ukraine. So, like, yeah, so like I said, man, they are in the uncharted territory. All right, so basically, this thing can blow back on the U.S. All right, and in which the gas prices went down, maybe 50 cents or something like that within the last week or two, but it's just getting ready to shoot right back up, man, to those record-breaking prices. All right. Because all your sanctions doing is backfiring, all right? And so you have to trade and import more oil and gas to Europe, where basically you gonna start starving out your own country, man, all right? So, and another thing too, with these electricity prices, I know down here, the price of energy is basically going up, maybe $120 or something like that, 120, maybe $150, and it's not due to the summer months, all right? Because, you pay your bill every month, you expect a certain price because you use the same amount of energy, especially around the summertime. It's hot, the AC unit runs, and, I know it for a fact in my house, I got a lot of natural light, so I just open up the curtains or the blinds or whatever. I don't really use too much electricity outside of the AC unit, but I expect a certain amount of what I gotta pay each month. But I've noticed on my bill that now it's different. It's the same amount of usage, but it's more fees and things now. All right, it's paying more fees. Almost an extra $120 in fees just because of what they got going on. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just me. I'm pretty sure it's others going on all across the U.S., man. All right. And, I'm saying that, to say that if the gas is that high and the energy is this high right now, just think about, when this thing backfires on the U.S. and how much higher it can get. All right. Further sending the people into more of an uproar. Okay. In which people are already pissed right now. But, we know things are going to get much worse. Okay. Coming into that time of JT. Let's see if I had any more in this article. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, let me read this last part. It says a National Security Council spokesperson called Russia's moves just its latest attempts to use natural gas as a political and economic weapon. Russia's energy coercion has put pressure on energy markets, raised prices for consumers, and threatened global energy security. These actions only underscore the importance of the work the United States and the European Commission are doing to end our reliance on Russian energy. All right. So, they still trying to reduce their reliance on Russian energy, but it's pretty much, no way that they can get around it. If they want to continue to survive as a country, they're going to have to deal with Russia, But, at the end of the day, we know this is all a part of the NWO, okay? These elites, they want to push, a global economic crash, man, all right? So, let me get this second address. Let me start at, This is 2nd Esdras chapter 15, verse 46. It says, "And thou, Asia, that art partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her person." Which this is talking about, China, all right, those nations in Asia, China, Korea, different nations like that. But, you can liken this to Europe as well, because they have partaken in the hope of Babylon, all right? They've adopted the policies, all right, democracy, and enacted in the government to liken themselves to operate how America operates, all right? It says, verse 47, "Woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her." All right, and her is talking about that whore, all right, in which America is the whore that rides the beast, okay, that sits upon that beast, It says, "has decked thy daughters in whoredom, and they that might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee." All right. And so, they liken these other nations, to desire the philosophies, all right, the different religions, all right. They've likened that to desire whoredom with thee, all right, which is talking about Babylon, okay, especially these European nations, man. They've gone after the ways and seek the ways of America, all right. They've formed an alliance with them. They've reached out and done summits every, I don't know if it's every year or a couple months or every other year or whatnot, all right. But this is what they've done, man. They've desired to commit whoredom with Babylon, all right. "Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore said the Most High, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death." All right. And those are coming to America, all right. But it's also coming into those other nations who have likened themselves and modeled themselves after America, all right? This is verse 51. I'm going to drop down one. It says, "Thou shalt be weakened as a poor woman with stripes, and as one chastised with wounds, so that the mighty and lovers shall not be able to receive thee." All right? So these other nations, man, that were once strong, they are being weakened, all right? Through the spirit power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you look at Germany, which I believe was, one of the top running European, let me rephrase that. It was one of the top running nations that was a part of the EU alliance. You look at them now, it's like they're just crippling, all right? Russia is pretty much crippling their whole economy, all right? Which is why the U.S. has been put in that strange position, okay? It says, "So that the mighty and lovers shall not be able to receive thee," all right? And who is that mighty nation, man? Who they model themselves to be after, all right? They won't be able to receive them because they're going to be weakened and ultimately be destroyed, okay? Yeah, so, that's pretty much it, man. I just wanted to, do a little update on what's going on over there, So, just keep your watch, man. The different things are happening every day in the news, whether it be with the MOTB, all right, whether it be with war, all right, pestilence, famine, you got the monkey pox out there, and you got China. They just shut down, I believe it's like a part of Shanghai or whatnot. I'm not too sure. I came across it a little bit earlier. But, man, you got to keep your watch, man. Things are popping off, man. All right? So, Abaratazah, this lesson was edifying. Call halal imla Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rahak Wadash. All right. So Baba Ball, Shalom.